Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Brothers channel. We got some more leaks for you guys. So obviously I got Russell Westbrook's signature shoe line from Jordan brand on my little desk here. So obviously one of the leaks has to do with his line, you know. So we got the Why Not 0.1, 0.2 and the 0.3. Russell Westbrook's line has been very unorthodox, you know. The design is very out there. It looks very chaotic, I would say, and also very, very different from each other, which I kind of like, you know, as opposed to like the Kobe line. I'm not saying his shoe line is bad, but then like, I'm probably gonna get a lot of hate from saying this, but like a lot of his shoes look pretty similar. And also there's the Kyrie line and, you know, basically the same thing. All of the Kyries look very, very similar. Not saying that's a bad thing or a good thing, but I'm just saying I like how different Russell Westbrook's, like, his shoe line has been. So shout out to Street Boy for these leaks, but apparently this is the Why Not 0.4. So it says right here on the shoe, you know, on the lateral side, on this like plastic clip, it says Why Not 0.4 collection. So that has me guessing it might be the Why Not 0.4. It doesn't look like a fake picture, or maybe it kind of does. You know, they might be fakes in this picture. But yeah, as far as the outsole goes, the traction looks very, very chaotic. It kind of looks just like asterisk or something. Just like little small nubs, like kind of short lines on the outsole. And of course, I mean, none of his shoes have had really good durability for their outsoles. I mean, the 0.1s was pretty bad. The 0.2 was terrible. Remember the 0.2 where the outsole would rip where the zoom unit was? So there was that problem, and the 0.3 was also pretty bad for durability. But as far as the overall traction performance goes, they were all pretty damn good. So I feel like it's gonna be good here in the 0.4. As you guys can see, there is a 4-foot zoom unit, and I'm very disappointed to see this 4-foot zoom unit because it looks way smaller than any of his other shoes, right? So the 0.1 was the best as far as like just the cushioning setup goes, right? The 0.1 had a full-length zoom unit and it was awesome. Super freaking clunky though because of the heel. Look at how edged out that is, and look at how flat it is, and not a whole lot of flex here in the 4-foot. So it felt super clunky, very boot-like, very bulky. So I guess I did say it was the best, but not really, you know what I'm saying? The 0.2 definitely fixed the heel to toe transition, but they had to decrease the size of the zoom unit, but it's still very big, you know. It pretty much covers the entire 4-foot area, and same goes with the 0.3. You guys see that's a pretty big zoom unit. So I don't know, they made it really, really small, and it's pretty much the same size as the PG3, so I guess that's not bad. Not really sure what there is there in the heel, but as you guys can see, it is a decoupled design again. So the 0.2 and the 0.3 were all decoupled. Not a huge fan of decoupling sometimes, you know. Sometimes it feels very, very uneven. Like for me, sometimes the heel feels very high and then the 4-foot feels very low. So you would think that it would just feel like this, where it's just like a flat surface and it's like sloping a little bit, but sometimes it's not. It feels like there's a little bit of a drop there, you know, where the actual decoupling is. So anyways, not a huge deal, you know. It decreases the weight and all that. It's supposed to be a functional piece, and usually it's a good thing, but sometimes I'm not a huge fan of it. As far as the materials go, I don't really know about the materials. They're using probably cheaper materials. Like these different colorways have different materials. It kind of looks like a what the colorway. You know, there's a lot of colors in this one. And they're using like mesh materials, but then in like most of the other colorways, it looks like a synthetic leather or synthetic suede and a lot of fused materials. So yeah, I mean, I don't know, like yeah, the 0.1 was definitely the worst, I would say, because you know, you have this shroud and it was super hot, and then the 2 with the mesh, it was pretty thick and there was a lot of like bulkiness. The 3 was probably my favorite, but then of course, like I said, the quality of the materials weren't there. But you can't really complain though, because you know, it's like a $110, $120 shoe. But the upper looks kind of similar to the 0.3 as far as like there's a lot going on with the upper, you know. The foam though, I don't know, there's probably just a Phylon. There's really no reason to get excited about the foam because it's probably just Phylon. You know, I can get excited and hope that it's React or Cushline, but it's 99% that it's not. So I'm not gonna get too excited there. As far as the aesthetics go, it's not really liking it all too much. My favorite in his entire line is probably the 2. I like the 2s. and then I would say the 3s, and then I would say the 1s. The 4 is probably, I don't know, it looks very similar to the Westbrook One Take 2. So, or I guess the Westbrook One Take 2 looks similar to the Why Not 0.4, right? Next, we got CP. So, of course, he's on the Suns now, and he took some pictures, and we got a picture of the CP 3.13, and it looks dope. You know, I like that big swoosh on the CPs. You know, Jordan Brand doesn't really put swooshes on their shoes. So that's actually a very nice touch, and you can see the Jordan Brand logo. There's like a little tag on the swoosh too. So I really like that, you know, and it's an oversized swoosh. And they're reusing the CP 3.12 midsole and outsole. You know, we already saw some leaks of that. One thing that I am a little bit disappointed about is the materials though. The material choice is definitely a lot worse than the CP 3.12 because the 12 was incredible. The Flyknit that you got for only $100 was awesome, right? And it was on a lot of top tier lists and all that. The CP 3.13 looks to just use like synthetic materials, so not a huge fan, but you know, if it's reusing the same midsole and outsole, it's probably gonna be awesome because the CP 3.12 midsole and outsole were awesome. So a lot of you guys sent this over. Shout out to the Soul Squad, and the CP 3.13 in my opinion is a great looking shoe. Next shoe is a bit of a mystery, right? So a whole bunch of you guys sent this over as well on Instagram. I got a lot of DMs for this, and Anthony Davis was seen practicing with it, and the Lakers Instagram posted this, and this shoe looks awesome. You know, a lot of you guys were questioning like, is this a new Kobe? You know, could this be a new Kobe because AD does wear Kobe's mainly. You know, he wore the Kobe 5 Pro pretty much the entire season for last season. So we have a pretty good on-foot look on that. But then AD is wearing this mystery shoe, and it's triple black. I love the oversized swoosh on it. It looks awesome, and the midsole looks great. And shout out to Lace Up HK. We got another picture of it, but it's a different colorway. And for some reason, I really like how the midsole looks. I guess maybe I just hate on Adidas because it kind of reminds me of the BYWs. You know how like bubbles and stuff. But I don't like it on the BYWs, but I like it on this shoe. And the swoosh seems to dip in a little bit into the midsole. So the midsole has a little bit of that. It's probably just like a plastic piece, and it kind of reminds me of the KD13. The materials, I'm not too sure about. The colorway with like the kind of like light green midsole it looks to have like a synthetic suede material, but then the picture of Anthony Davis wearing it looks like a knit material with like a grid pattern on top of it. And also there in the heel, there's a little bit of a window. It reminds me of the Reebok Questions, but I don't know what that is. You know, maybe it's like a new cushioning setup and they're trying to show it on the sides like the Reebok Questions, but I am pretty excited about it. You know, maybe it's the new Kobe, maybe it's Anthony Davis's signature shoe, or maybe it's just like another shoe, and then Anthony Davis is kind of like it's his shoe, but not really, you know. Next, you know, we've already seen leaks on this, but James Harden was seen, or I guess, you know, it was more for promo, but we can see some on-foot pictures of James Harden wearing the Harden Volume 5. And it looks dope, you know. It's definitely growing on me. I really like the bubble shapes. They're just like the synthetic overlays, but you know, that looks great. And I'm super excited about it. This black colorway looks awesome. And last but not least, shout out to Kicks.Beast. But we know what the PG5 medial side looks like now. And initially for the PG5s, we didn't know what the cushioning setup was. But then here in the middle, it says Nike Air, you know, so I'm guessing that is full length Air Strobo, and I'm super excited about that. I'm very happy about that actually. And then I don't know why we have the mountain stuff on the medial side again. You know, on the lateral side I understand because, you know, for lateral containment, but when you're playing basketball, you know, you're going this way, not this way. You know, so you don't really need support on the medial side, but you know, I guess it's more for design. But anyways, that about wraps it up. You know, the 0.4 pretty excited about. You know, the 0.3 actually was a great performer. The 0.2 was great. 0.1 was good, but you know, it's just a little too bulky and really hot and very heavy and clunky. So no, I didn't really like playing the 0.1, but I knew a lot of people that, you know, like to play in the 0.1s. And also super excited about the Harden Volume 5, the Curry 8, and also the PG5s. So tell us what you guys are most excited about down in the comment section below. But that's it. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.